Yesterday, the president was standing by another senator who has flipped between the roles of ally and enemy, depending this year. And what the president didn't say while appearing with Mitch McConnell may tell us more about how this White House is handling the pressure. WBZ political analyst Don Keller is here tonight with some observations from a body language expert. John?
Yeah, Paula, our expert is no Trump basher. He was the first person I ever heard predict that Trump would win the presidency way back in June 2015, based on what he called world-class political body language. But it seems time and the White House pressure cooker have taken their toll.
Just so you understand, the Republican Party is very, very unified.
The open palm, the going forward, the finger and thumb, it conveys confidence.
The kind of confidence that led body language expert Don Khoury to predict Trump's election victory last fall. But in the video of yesterday's Rose Garden press conference and a cabinet meeting monologue on his accomplishments, Khoury spots some signs of a trait we're not used to seeing from this president: vulnerability.
There are those that are saying it's one of the finest group of people ever assembled as a candidate, as a cabinet, and I happen to agree with that. Of course, I should agree with that.
What's with the crossed arms, a pose he held during most of this exchange with reporters?
He doesn't necessarily like the subject. It's a sense of insecurity.
And Khoury was startled by another defensive gesture.
We're not getting the job done. And I'm not going to blame myself, I'll be honest. They are not getting the job done.
When he's trying to show sincerity by saying, I'm not going to blame myself, and he was probably sincere that he wasn't going to blame himself, but he was very defensive, extremely defensive. I haven't seen that from him, I don't think ever.
And multiple occurrences of a classic self-protection move, the raised elbow, show further self-doubt, says Khoury. What is that telling us about this White House, about this president?
Well, there's a change, and the change is he doesn't necessarily have the confidence in himself moving forward.
And Don also noted of Mitch McConnell's body language during this period where the president was talking about what a great relationship they have. He stepped back, he put his hands in his pockets, looked like he wanted out of there. So it's kind of surprising, though, to see the president's body language come through that way on a day where he was clearly trying to seize control of the narrative here.
Sure. And it is interesting, since early on when you spoke to Don and he described how confident and open the president always looks when his arms are folded, I always do notice now because of what he has said to you in months past.
Yeah, once you pick up on this, you can see it all the time in politics and in other walks of life. Yeah, you can tell when your boss is shining you on. Just a little tip between us.
just between us.
If he's doing this to you, it's not good.
Don Keller, thanks so much. Liam?
Paul and John, thank you very much.